Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Froe Show. My name is Frank Mencken and I'm joined, as always, by my beautiful co-host, Joe Murray.
I don't know why you were nervous about this. This is awesome.
So, Joe hadn't heard that yet. That was my super secret surprise. I was really nervous before the show to play it because I was really proud of it because I worked so hard on getting that to work. Joe, did you like our little intro?
I actually really did. I loved it. That was great.
I hope that it worked well in editing as well.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Probably clipping the whole time.
Well, look, it shouldn't be.
It wasn't in our ears, so it should be fine.
Yeah, exactly. So it should be fine. It should be okay. I have a soundboard now.
You do?
I do. I can do things like this.
I don't like that.
I do have other sounds, but I can't play them because I'm planning on using them during the episode.
Oh, okay.
But they are there. Rest assured. Look, Joe can see them. There's like lights on my little thingy.
There's like... You've probably got like 8 or 9 sounds on there?
I have 3 like main ones, and then I have 5 for something else later.
Ooh.
They're temporary sounds. They are not here to stay. All these ones on the first track are here to stay. All these second ones are not here to stay.
Right.
But before we get into the actual show, we have super duper good news.
Oh yeah.
We have a Patreon.
Woo.
It is finally set up. We've put many hours into setting it up and putting it together. Mm-hmm. There are a lot of benefits to joining the Patreon. So, on the Patreon, there are 3 tiers. There's official, all access, and VIP. With the official tier, you get access to the official Patreon only episodes of the After Froe Show, which is a 20-minute extra episode that we do once a month, and that will come out only on Patreon, nowhere else. You'll also get exclusive behind-the-scenes content and access to the Discord server. Where you can chat with us and chat to other people that are interested in the show.
I'm really keen about this.
Me too.
Yeah, this is exciting.
And then with all access, you will also get access to everything from the previous tier, as well as once a month we will post a compilation of every sound check that we found funny. And then in the VIP tier, which is the third and final tier, you get everything from the previous tiers, as well as the opportunity to ask questions in our Discord server for a Q&A that we'll do occasionally on the show, as well as a personal thank you at the end of every month on the show. On the YouTube channel, you'll show up in our little gratitude box at the end of the episode, plus all the other benefits from the other tiers. So that's our Patreon, which is super exciting.
It's really exciting.
I think it's super worth it.
Yeah.
There's a lot of work that goes into that. But did you check what time we started at?
No.
No? Okay, well, we're just going to wing it and see what happens.
You mentioned it was recording for 6 minutes.
We probably
6 or
started
7
at
minutes.
7 and a bit then. Maybe.
Let's just say 7.
Well, let's say 7 and we'll go with that.
So we've been 3 minutes
3 minutes in. 1 hour to go.
Yes.
No, but the Patreon is super cool. You can check it out at patreon.com/thefroe show. There will be links in the description and everything for you to check out. Mm-hmm. We think it's super worth it if you would like to support the show and support us, and you get a whole bunch of benefits from signing up. So it's totally worth it. Also, we are now officially on every social media.
Yes.
Like all the things. At The Froe Show, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, everywhere. Not TikTok yet, unless you secretly set one up.
No, I didn't.
But I
should have
so.
secretly set it.
I think we'll set that up after this episode. There will be a TikTok one as well, at The Froe Show. Follow it on all the things. You can find us everywhere. You can see our like cute little behind the scenes stuff, and a bunch of other stuff that I'm sure we'll find interesting.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's kind of our big announcements. Social media everywhere, and Patreon is up if you'd like to support the show.
I think I just worked out what the first post is going to be. It's going to be that light behind you, because I love how...
It looks so good on the show, right?
It does, but...
Like, it looks really good on camera, but
when I'm looking at it, it's like, oh, that's what it is.
I'm not going to move, because then you'll see the jank. Last week it was lower, so you can't see it, but the problem is that now I've put it on a stand so that it kind of lights more, but because it's on a stand, it's directly behind me here, so if I move at all, you see the jankiness of it. Hang on. Yeah, it's really up there, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It is over the top of your chair. Anyway.
But that's okay.
Yeah.
You know, that's fine. So, I have a whole bunch of stuff to talk about today.
Excited.
I do. Oh, that's actually one of the things that I wanted to talk about. Was the setting up the Patreon, because I thought that it was going to be like super easy, which I mean technically it is. It's not a hard process by any means, but I thought it would just be like plug and play. You just go, this is my show, give me money, but but it wasn't. It was like you had to put in a name, and then it was like coming up with all those tiers and the perks and stuff is really difficult.
Yeah.
Because it's going to be so different for every show. Not every show is going to want to do the exact same thing. So it was really difficult to come up with interesting stuff that people would actually want.
Yeah.
Because you can be like, oh, we'll post our camera details. And it's like, no one gives a shit. No one's going to be like, oh, what camera do they use?
Yeah.
It's like, oh, for the record, an EOS R is Joe's camera and an ADD is my camera.
Well, it's actually not mine, but
it's mine.
it's one you see my face on.
It's the one that is pointing at Joe. And that's about it. that's our camera stuff.
Yeah.
Don't even need to subscribe to the Patreon for that. That's a freebie.
Yeah. You have to subscribe to the Patreon for the mic stuff, though.
Yes, mic stuff is Patreon.
Although I think we've mentioned it before anyway. But...
I think in separate podcasts we've talked. If you want everything compiled, you'll have to
Yeah,
join the Patreon. Unless you want to go through the whole like catalog of our podcast and figure out what mics we use. Yeah, but it was fun. I actually really enjoyed setting it up because it's fun to like. Oh, ew.
What?
There was just a massive hair on my shoulder.
Got a few of them.
I got a lot of them. They're attached to my head. I can't even remember what I was saying. I get distracted by my
Patreon.
hair. Yeah, Patreon. Yeah, but it was fun to figure out what I think people would actually want from the show and like what people would want to see, because it's like it's hard to find that nice middle ground of like having it be an achievable goal for us,
Yeah.
while still being something interesting for the people that would be willing to subscribe to it. But yeah, so I think we found that nice middle ground of like direct one-on-one communication with us, as well as like fun behind the scenes stuff.
Yeah.
Which is cool. So that being said, if you want to join, like, just, be cool if you did. We'd appreciate it. It'd be
yeah.
cool. Be really sweet. Patreon.com/The Froe Show. It'll all be linked in the description. I also wanted to mention something that I found really funny. Most of our listener base is in Australia. Which is great. I sent Joe this week. It was great. It makes me laugh.
Awesome. I love it.
It's so good. Most of our listener base is in Australia, mostly in Brisbane, Sydney, and Melbourne. And we also get like quite a bit in America. But I was looking at the stats, and on our hosting service, we can see exactly where generally like the area wherein people
like
listen.
The neighborhood.
It's not like your address. It's like Brisbane or Sydney or like New York.
Yeah.
But I was looking at the stats, and our third most listened country. So our first most listened country is Australia. Then it's America. Then it's France. And I was like, that's weird. I wonder why that is. So I looked at the stats for France, and it's just like it's this one little city in France that has 13 listens, which is coincidentally the exact amount of episodes that we have. So shout out to the one guy in France who listens to every single episode of the Froe Show. We love you. We appreciate you. DM us somewhere. We would love to chat with you. We think it's awesome that you're so invested in the show.
Yeah.
So thank you for your consistent support. We really appreciate it, and for everyone else that listens to the show, it's great. I just wanted to give that person a little shout out, because
how much English is spoken in France? Like,
I mean,
it is fairly...
most European countries learn English, at least in some sense, because it is like a world language. So you kind of have to know, I guess.
Is it like?
Oh, it's all wet.
Is it in France? Is it similar to like Japan, where sort of everyone at school learns English, or is it kind of just?
I know it's like that in the Netherlands.
Okay. It's not just like most families speak English?
No. I don't really know.
I don't know either.
That one person in France, DM us, let us know.
Yeah, okay.
Let us know what your education system is like.
Yeah.
So, let's get into content. I have a game I would like to play with you, Joe.
Yes, I'm really excited for this.
Now, the game has
nervous.
has a theme song. Are you ready?
The game has its own theme song.
Are you ready for the theme song?
Great.
Okay.
Ooh. Hey.
All right. So the
love
game,
it.
the game is called "What's That Sound?" So I have a bunch of sounds that are used for Foley.
Okay.
And you are going to answer 2 questions for each sound. Number 1, you're going to say what you think you would use this sound for.
Okay.
And that is an open-ended question. There is no real answer to these questions.
Yeah.
Except for number 2.
Yeah.
The second question is, what is the object that is making that sound?
Oh.
So, number 1, what would you use that sound for? Number 2, what is the sound?
Right.
Okay.
And I know how weird some sounds can be.
Yes.
But yeah.
And I have, hang on, let me get my list because I have them all written down here so I can keep you in check. So, we will start with sound number 1. What would you use that sound for?
Did you record these sounds?
I did not record these sounds, no.
Can you play it again?
I can play it again.
I would use that either as something, I would put it with something else for like rain or something like that, or like TV static.
Interesting. So you think that would be a good rain sound effect?
I would put it with something else, yeah. I would.
Right.
So I would
you'd
link
like
it up
layer.
with,
You'd layer it.
yeah.
Ah, okay. Interesting. Would you like to take a guess at what the sound is?
It sounds like It honestly sounds like someone like rubbing on the pop filter on the front of a mic or something.
Rubbing on the pop filter. Okay. Like a...
Yeah.
All right. Interesting. Is that your final answer?
I don't want you to tell me it's bacon or something.
It's not bacon.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh, that would have been a good callback though if I was like, it's bacon.
Yeah. I know. Well, I know that they use bacon for what is it? Rain. I've mentioned that before on the show.
Yeah. It's not bacon.
Yeah. I'm gonna say like rubbing. It's like rubbing a fabric.
Rubbing a fabric. Okay. The answer is actually it is someone inhaling a cigarette.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
So it's super. It's a mic that's super close, and it's the sound of them inhaling and the embers going up the cigarette.
Wow.
So that's what that sound is.
Huh. There you go.
Can you hear it now, though?
I can hear it now, yeah.
All right, number 2. This is your second sound, Joe.
Mm-hmm. Oh, my word.
Would you like it again?
I don't know if I would. It's like a squeak.
Yes, it is a squeak of some kind.
I would use that for... Well, probably layer it as well with a door opening if it was like a horror film. Maybe slow it down.
Okay, I can see that.
Or standing on a creaky wooden floorboard.
Interesting.
What else would I use it for? I don't know.
All right. Would you like to take a guess at what the sound is?
Can you play it again?
I can.
It sounds like kind of like rubber.
Like rubber. Interesting.
Is it like a It's not a gumboot, is it?
It's not a gumboot, but you are kind of in the right area.
Is it a rubber glove like the dishwashing ones?
Yeah, it's someone stretching a rubber glove.
Ah,
perfect.
I don't have twisting.
I don't have a ding sound effect, but
I hate that.
Joe really doesn't like that sound because I told him before the show that sound is going to be the syncing sound, which is why I have it. So it's for us to sync the audio. That's why he doesn't like it. Okay, your third sound.
Oh my word. I have no idea what that was.
Do you want to say what you would use it for first?
Oh man. First thing I thought of was like I would layer it as I could use it after an explosion, sort of like the gravel and dirt sort of falling.
Oh, like the settling.
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting.
Fun fact, I actually used the sound of horses' hooves trotting for that once.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, like the
gallop,
right.
yeah, sort of thing. It was like a few horses.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So you would use that sound for...
That's one thing I could use it for.
That's interesting because I had a very specific use in my head of what that sound would be, and I was sure that you were going to say that.
I don't know. It's kind of weird. Well, what?
Well,
What
because
would
my
you-
my immediate thought was like zombie movie, like ripping into flesh and like breaking bones and stuff.
Oh yeah. It's a little too tinny for that. I
Yeah, but you
reckon.
just drop it. You just drop it
Yeah,
like
you
an
could put
octave.
a. Or you put a
High
oh,
pass
wow.
filter,
No, low pass
low pass filter. Oh, I tried. I was so
or
close.
high cut. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you want to take a guess at what that sound is?
It's kind of giving me vibes of like pebbles or like gravel and pebbles and water,
Right. So like
or like wet gravels.
Okay. All right. Interesting. It's not. It's not that. It is.
A chip packet.
No.
Oh.
No. It is a cabbage being opened.
Oh.
So it's someone
Oh
with a
my
cabbage
word.
just going. Ready?
Yeah, I can hear that now.
Yeah.
This whole time I'm like, and now I can hear the squelch at the end there.
Yeah. Right.
So now I see what you mean. Yeah, okay. I completely missed that. Yeah.
I mean, that's why it's fun because it's so interpretable. Is that a word? It's very much up for interpretation.
There you go. That's
There we
yeah.
All right, I have 2 more sounds. Number 4.
Okay.
This is your 4th sound.
Oh, is it some? Well, you'd use that for walking on gravel or something,
It's gravel. Interesting.
or maybe hitting. Like you could layer it in a punch. If it was maybe in a zombie movie and it was a really squelchy punch.
Really squelchy. I love that squelchy has become an adjective.
Yeah, I don't know.
So that's your zombie hit sound effect. Just like
Well, one of them, yeah. Or like no, maybe layer it as a stabbing sound effect.
okay.
Because
I hate how long that sound effect
Yeah,
goes
same.
for as well. It's so gross.
Because you kind of get like the impact and then the
Yeah, you
pull
get like
away.
the.
Yeah, yeah, that.
Do you like my remake?
I honestly not really.
You're lucky we don't have we don't have monitoring
Monitors,
now because
yeah.
if it was in your ear and it just went.
Well, it's in their ears.
It's in there. I'm sorry. I apologize. That's a gross sound. Would you like to take a guess at what that sound is? Would you like me to play it again?
No, not really.
Not particularly.
Look, honestly, that could be anything, but I will give you something interesting that I used to get a similar sound like that.
Mm-hmm.
It was 2 things actually. One was plastic fork, a plastic spoon, and hash browns and potato gems.
I don't like that anymore.
Mm.
Yeah, no, thank you.
My other one, that one was used for like zombie sound effects as well.
Mm-hmm.
But other one is, it was a little plastic container with dry like spaghetti, like uncooked spaghetti,
Right.
and then you got another spoon and put a little glob of blue tack on the end. So it's like you had a little ball of blue tack on the end, and then you sort of just press
don't
it
like
onto
that.
the on the spaghetti, and that was like gravel, stepping onto gravel.
Ew.
Yeah, it's kind of weird when you think about it, but
That is gross.
it was so it was uncooked spaghetti and then hitting blue tack on it,
Right.
and it made a nice gravel.
That's
sort of
wild.
sound.
That, like that's what makes sound effects.
Exactly.
Do you want to take a guess at what the sound is though?
Maybe I should hear it again.
All right. Last time.
Is it not someone hitting a stick in gravel or hitting a chip packet or something?
No, it is lettuce being chopped. It's someone
Oh,
chopping
what?
lettuce, going.
Yeah, because it had that sort of wet sound.
Yeah, I'm gonna stop it halfway because I really don't want to listen to it all the way through. But
No.
this is lettuce being chopped.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
stopping it though because that's my least favorite one of all the ones that I found. It just makes me weirdly uncomfortable.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
Okay, last one. This is your last sound effect.
What?
All right, would you like me to play it again?
Yeah.
What would you use that sound effect for?
Oh man. A giant centipede.
I thought you were gonna say like someone putting a stick through some tire spokes or something.
Giant centipede.
Hang on, wait. Let me picture it. Hold on. Shh, quiet. Yeah.
But like longer.
Yeah, like if it was like,
Yeah, except
but like less,
less weird. Yeah.
less choppy. Right. Okay. Giant centipede. Interesting. Not what I would have thought of immediately. But I respect it.
Or I don't know. It could be like rusty hinges, like a barn door opening, or someone knocking tools in a shed. I can sort of see.
Right. Okay. Interesting. Do you want to take a guess at what that sound is?
It sounds like, you know, those. It sounds like one of those musical instruments. Those.
Oh, the like brrr ones.
Yeah.
That was not.
No,
at all.
that wasn't descriptive at all. But
I think they're an African instrument.
yeah.
They're the round ones with the ribbed edges where you go. Brrr.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. I cannot, but for the life of me, remember the name of
No,
what
I
they're called.
have no idea.
But yes, that thing.
Yeah, that thing. It kind of sounds like that, but it sounds more real. It doesn't sound like an instrument.
My in-ear just fell out. Do you want to take a guess?
Maybe, I don't know. Maybe like a fork on, you know, the dish, sort of the dish things that you put on the side of the. This is.
Oh, like the dish racks.
Yeah, that's it. The dish rack that's on the side of the sink. That's what I meant to say.
When was the last time you did the dishes, Joe?
Well, we have a dishwasher. We don't use those We don't have one of those dish racks.
Oh, you just like right, fair enough.
Yeah.
Just like a fork against a dish rack.
Yeah.
All right. It is not that.
No.
I appreciate the effort though. It is Dominoes.
Oh.
So ready?
Oh yeah.
It's Dominoes falling.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's the.
What would you have used that for?
Oh, I would have used it for like.
Oh, I thought you had something. Sorry.
Oh no, I actually did have something. It was you know how kids put their cards in their bicycle spokes?
Oh yeah.
Like that sound effect.
Yeah.
I'd have used it for that in a movie.
Oh, nice.
Anyway, that's the end of that segment.
Ooh.
Man,
Pink
the
Panther
production value. I feel like we should mention the fact that Joe and I are wearing like Bluetooth headphones.
Yeah.
It's leads very nicely into my next topic of discussion.
Yes, I'm was looking forward to this segment.
So, Joe came up with a great idea last week to use a launch key mini, which is a MIDI controller for doors, to control a soundboard, which is what I've now got working, which is great. But weirdly enough, MIDI controllers are not designed to be used as soundboards. They're designed to be used as MIDI controllers. So I have spent the last week struggling to get this thing to work. So my first idea, because I wanted to try to keep everything in the one app, which I am now not doing.
Yeah.
Because it ended up not being a possibility, or at least not without a significant amount of work, which I am not qualified to do. But what my first idea to do was to get a virtual audio cable and then route all of my desktop audio through to Adobe Audition as a second mic, so then they record at the same time.
Right.
But and the reason for that is because to use this as a soundboard, I have to run it through like Ableton or something like that, where I can actually launch clips through an application. I can't just use it as a soundboard, which is what I'm doing now. So my setup now is I am launching clips through Ableton, and then through Audacity, through Wasapi, I am recording the output of Ableton to the Bluetooth headphones that Joe and I are listening to.
What?
That's my current setup.
Wait, what?
It's like an actual issue. What is dinging?
I don't know.
Why are you dinging?
Did I press something? Are there buttons on these headphones?
Oh, yes, it's you.
Oh, so it's...
Because you have the right headphone. The right
Oh, it has
headphone
a
is
ding.
like your I don't think that'll even show up on the recording because that's just in the headphones. That's not even coming from the computer.
Oh, so now we just look like idiots.
So now we just look like idiots.
Anyway.
No, that's just because like the right headphone, you're tapping it and it's going to full volume and it's going. I'm at full volume already.
Oh, right.
Because it has to be at full volume so I can use the fader.
Gotcha.
Big brain.
So you're recording in Audacity?
Yes, but I'm recording my voice in Audition.
Why don't you record the sounds in Ableton?
Because Ableton records by BPM, and if I record voice through BPM, it'll...
No, why don't you record that in Ableton?
Shit.
Why did you see? You
No, I did. There is a reason why I'm not doing that.
It is. I think. I don't know.
There
It
is
was probably just difficult. I don't use Ableton, so I'm not.
Yeah, there
really-
was a legitimate reason why I couldn't. Oh no, the reason why I couldn't do that was because if I record it into an actual track, it thinks that it's a song, so it plays it to the BPM, and then it won't start the track until the first beat of every 4. So I can't just launch it randomly. I have to go by beats.
Right.
That was why.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah. So
I see
if I
what you
press
mean.
it, I'd have to wait for the first beat of the next bar,
Right.
which is very frustrating.
Yeah. I'm sure there's
But now
a
I can just go.
Yeah, okay. Well, you didn't have to.
But I did. Is the point.
I'm sure there's a setting like buried somewhere to
Surely.
change that, but
But for now it works.
yeah.
And it just means that you have more work.
Yeah, it does.
It's not
I'm
that
so
bad, though.
keen for... I was telling Frank about this earlier. I bought some new gear this
Yes.
week, and it'll make our lives so much... Well, my life so much easier.
Your life mostly.
You still have to... You're going to get a new another third camera eventually, so it's going to make your life harder, but I get
Yes.
the easy one.
Yeah, you get the simplification.
Yeah,
Disgusting.
I'm so keen for that.
So what's your grand plan for your audio stuff that you're buying?
Well, pretty much I don't actually have an interface.
Right.
And I've just been meaning to buy one for ages, but I've always been tossing up of like, which one do I get? How big do I get it? But I finally was like, no, I need one.
It's time.
So I bought one, and so pretty much we'll be able to record the 2 mics to the same door.
Yeah.
And then we'll be able to set up the MIDI controller as well in the same door. So it'll literally just all record in 3 tracks in the one door,
So
and I'll
good.
just have to go top and tail and...
So do you
top
have
and
an
tail
idea
it.
of how to get this working in there?
Yeah. Not so at the moment I'm using Pro Tools, but
Right.
Pro Tools is a bit funky with MIDI, so I'll when I get my gear, I'll use Logic instead.
Right.
And it's
and then
still
you should
not
just
the
be
best.
able to like
It's still not like Ableton's always going to be the best for MIDI stuff, but
yeah.
it'll be much easier to route different sounds to different things in Logic than Pro Tools.
Yeah. I just got really lucky because I happened to have an Ableton subscription from 3 years ago.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, sick. Because it came with this launch key that I bought. It came with
come
Ableton
with the
Lite.
yeah.
And Ableton Lite is all I need. I'm not going to load more than 8 tracks because I can, with my scene select, I can just pick, I can just go down my tracks rather than horizontally. So I essentially have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have 8 times 8. So 64.
Right.
Right? Yeah, 64. I'm proud of myself for doing that math so quickly.
How long since you've done actual maths?
Hey,
Well, I'll admit I haven't done actual maths for 2 years.
I still have to do quite a bit of maths with video editing and stuff.
Oh, yeah, that's fair.
Because I have to like when I'm recording and stuff, I have to be like, I'm shooting at 30 frames per second, so my shutter speed has to be double that, so it has to be 60.
That's why I do music. You just have to count to 4.
Sometimes you have to count. Oh, you don't have to. I was thinking about dance. Dance, you have to count to 8.
Yeah, no.
Music, you just go 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah.
1, 2,
And even if it's in a different time signature, you just make it work. Like if it's 6/8, you just count 2.
1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2.
Like 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3.
Oh,
And that's 6. So 1. Yeah, it's 1, 2. It's just 2 groups of 3. Is this gonna jump into a big
That
music
made
theory
no
lesson?
sense to me whatsoever.
So 6/8 is 6/8 notes
Yeah.
in a bar. So six what are they called? Quavers. 6 quavers in a bar. So you do 2 groups of 3 quavers, and you count them in 2.
Okay. I'm sure this is gonna make sense to me.
2.
I'm sure this is gonna make sense to me
2.
when I'm editing.
Probably.
I'm gonna get to editing and I'll listen to it again and go, oh, that's what he meant.
I think it'll probably happen in about 10 minutes when we're at a new topic.
Probably. Honestly, probably. That sort of thing always clicks way later in my brain.
But yeah. And then if it's, I don't know, if it's 7/8, then that's a bit... No, actually, you just
Then
do...
you just go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
No, because you don't have to count to 7. That's the
1, 2, 3,
beauty
4,
of
5, 6,
music.
7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
No,
6,
you
7.
just do 2 groups of 3. Well, no, 2 groups of 2 and 1 group of 3. 1, 2... No, 1, 2, 1... No, wait. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
That makes absolutely no sense to me.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Okay. All right.
I'll explain it to you later.
I'm sure everyone else that's listening goes, he's such an idiot. Like, it makes total sense.
Yeah, probably.
I don't even know what's happening. Anyway. But yeah, so that was my big workaround for getting this to work. So now I can do sound effects and stuff.
Yeah.
I was going to do the buzzer again, but I thought that'd be mean.
Yeah, thanks.
But yeah, I'm pretty happy with it.
Yeah,
speaking of soundboards and stuff, Joe and I have been drooling.
Oh, yeah.
Over the past like
I
week.
love it how I sent you a photo and you were like, I was literally just looking at
But
that.
yeah, Joe sent me a message on like Monday going, oh man, this is so cool. And I was literally already watching a review for the thing that he sent me and had been for like a week. Joe, do you want to introduce this beautiful product that we've been looking at?
This beautiful product is I'm just going to quickly Google to make sure I get the name right.
Do you want me to tell you? Because I remember it.
It is the Roadcaster.
It is the Roadcaster Pro.
Pro, that's it. That's why I wanted to Google it. Make sure you can get the Roadcaster Pro, and
it's a beast of a machine. And I want it so bad.
It is just a podcast in a box.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
And completely portable and everything, and it records multi-track audio, and there's soundboards,
and it acts as a interface, or it can record it separately, like onto what is it, SD or whatever.
It's wild.
It is. Oh man,
I'm gonna.
It's got its own little mixer. It has what is it? It has 8. What are they called? Drum pads.
Yeah, pads. Yeah. Well, I'm currently using 9.
Oh, so it's not good enough.
It's not good enough for me. Sorry. No. I'm pretty sure that also has a like selection screen as well, where you can like select different sections and have different pads.
Looking at a photo of it. No, I don't think it does.
Really? So
I'll
just be limited to 8 pads. That's fine.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I'm really only using 4. Like the 5 that I have are just for the game.
Right.
So I'm really only using 4.
Well,
and we've already heard 3 of them.
Yeah. Wait, so there's one to come?
There's one to come.
Ooh. But yeah, this thing has 4 microphone inputs.
Yeah.
Oh, it has, I didn't even realize this has a USB input and a aux input, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. Yeah, it has a
third one.
TRE input. Something like that. TRS?
TRS.
Yeah.
Tip ring sleeve, yeah.
Yeah. That.
Yeah.
And then you can
That's like a guitar jack.
Yeah, and then you can connect your phone to that jack, and then you can record phone calls as well.
Oh.
Yeah.
So you can like prank call on the show.
Well, I was thinking more like interview people.
Oh.
I mean, I guess you could also prank call people. Who are we going to prank call? Who are we going to prank call on a...
Maybe we should
on a creatives podcast.
We should prank call our viewers.
Prank call our viewers.
Actually, no, that's bad. No, I'm sure we could
privacy.
find a number for some
we could
massive producer or filmmakers.
Prank call the road hotline.
Oh no!
Is your mic clipping?
No, you just be like, I don't know. Hello, this is Behringer. How can I help?
It's so stupid.
Anyway,
but
back
yeah.
to the Roadcaster.
I really want it. I think I'm just going to clip this section, and this is going to be one of the social media posts for next week.
Yeah.
And I'm going to just, like, tag Road in it. Just be like, here's us talking about how much we love Rode's Roadcaster Pro.
Yeah. Oh, I really want it.
Me too.
It's got a little digital display as well.
It's so
for your
nice.
levels and...
Yeah.
Oh.
And it's just such a nice set piece. Like, this is not a nice set piece.
No.
Like, that. It's sitting on my lap because it looks like this. Like, it's not at all sexy.
No.
But the Roadcaster Pro, on the other hand...
Looks like this.
Oh man, that's a piece of technology, that is.
Piece of technology. Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Just pretend that's sitting on my lap.
Yeah.
Okay.
It is very nice. Oh, and all the knobs and faders.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's got individual
I
headphones.
think I'm drooling, Joe.
And...
I'm gonna take a drink before
Okay. Yeah, but maybe we should move on to.
We should move on.
To
You
the
had other stuff that you like tech
so-
stuff you wanted to talk about, right?
Well, just another exciting bit of equipment that's really I just love. My notes have disappeared. Oh, here they are. Oh, well, okay. Similar to the Roadcaster, we were talking this before, but the Zoom, the Zoom,
The little handheld recorders.
like field recorders. Yeah.
Yeah, we both got this.
Yeah. I think they're so underrated.
I agree. Actually,
the Zoom H6, I think, is about $500. I think, but it pretty much it's like the Roadcaster, except
Really?
it doesn't have the drum things.
Oh well, then it's useless.
Or
to us. That's the only thing I can do.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well,
that's literally the only part of this that I can play with.
that's fair. But like the Zoom H6, it has interchangeable stereo mics on the top, so you can literally take off the massive thing that's on the top and put a new one on. So you can put like a different ones with different polar patterns. So you can put a shotgun mic on the top, or omnidirectional mics, or
Interesting.
I think I talked about polar patterns.
You did. You have talked about polar patterns before. I think that was like episode 2 or 3 that you talked about polar patterns. It was a while ago.
Should I?
Nah.
Okay.
We've talked about it before.
And then it has 4 like XLR or TRS inputs on the side.
Right.
Each side as well. Well, 2 on each side.
Funky.
And it has each gain knob on all of them. It has what is it? Phantom power. Any 4 of them.
Mine has phantom power.
Yeah, but that's because it's it should have phantom power.
It should. That's its job.
Anyway, and yeah, it can act as an interface as well.
Right.
And it's the same with, it can record onto SD card.
Oh. But I want drum pads.
That's why you have that. Hey. Maybe you shouldn't be in charge of the drum pads.
Maybe I should. No, you know what? Actually, you're probably right. The advantage is that you have no idea what any of these buttons do.
No, that is true. So I would just go and hit all of them.
Well, there is... I'm not going to press it because that would be the most horrible... There is a button here that triggers...
All of them.
All of them. So I have 2... So I'll show it on the camera. On this side here, there's 2 buttons. There's a play all for the top tracks and a play all for the bottom tracks. So I can just press that and everything I have queued will just play.
Play at the same time.
Yeah. It's horrible. I pressed it by accident earlier. That's why before the show, I was trying to get it to work and I accidentally pressed it and I just went, ah! Yeah.
Another piece of equipment that's not meant for the studio. It's very much a live space thing.
Interesting.
But I think it is dope.
I'm thoroughly intrigued.
Now there are a lot more companies bringing out their own sort of thing, but I think I'm sure I'll get this wrong when I say this was the first people that did this, but a company called it's called the Mackie, and it's a DL series wireless mixer.
Okay.
So
do you want to describe all of those acronyms?
I will. Mackie is the brand,
Right.
and I think they probably didn't bring out the first one. But I think they're the first. They brought out the first one that was like really good.
Yeah.
Sort of.
That was like accessible.
It was good quality, or the best quality that they'd brought out. Anyway, now Behringer has one and all these sort of things. But
Behringer, on a side, Behringer always makes me think of Berenstain Bears.
what is that?
Do you not know Berenstain Bears?
No.
I'm gonna have to
Oh,
show
maybe.
you. I'm gonna have to show you after the show. They're like a family of bears that go on adventures. They're very cute.
Oh, I thought this was like a producer that I didn't
No,
know.
no, no. It's like a kids. It's like a kids book series.
Well, then no, I don't know what that is.
Well, maybe you should read more kids book series.
Maybe I should.
Sorry, carry on.
Yeah, so I was gonna show. I'll show you what it is.
Okay.
Oh, my headphone's falling out. Wait, maybe I can find a better photo.
Maybe. I hope so.
Anyway, that'll do.
That'll do.
So that's what it looks like.
Right. So it's a. Oh, so it does it use an iPad as a.
Yeah.
Oh, do you
So-
want to show the camera?
I mean, it's gonna be hard. I'll show you this camera because it's.
Oh yeah, I see. Yeah, you can see that. Oh
Well-
yeah, there you go.
So
Right.
pretty much it uses an iPad. So rather than having all your faders, you have to buy an iPad for it. And so it has a little mount at the front for your iPad, and it wirelessly connects to this box, which is probably about this big. So what's that? 40 centimeters by
Yeah.
40 centimeters. And it has like 16, or I think you can get 32. There's crazy amounts of inputs on the back. It's just like the whole back is just full of XLR inputs, and it has some outs as well.
And does it record to the iPad then?
So this is for like live
Oh,
setup.
so okay.
So it's not really for recording. All it is it just allows you to mix front of house. But in the iPad it has all of, EQs, all your other sort of sends and inserts you want to put in, and so you can put in EQs, reverbs, delays, whatever you want, all in like the software. And pretty much what you can do is you just take the iPad off and you can walk around the room while you're mixing on your iPad.
Oh, what's his name? The guy that always did the sound stuff for our shows. He always did that.
So a lot of desks have actually just an iPad can connect to the desk.
Right.
So yeah, it's physical faders and physical. It's a massive big desk,
Yeah.
but he can connect his iPad to it and then walk around. And so that's so that, because if you're standing at the desk the whole time, it'll sound good where you are, but it won't necessarily sound good where at the front or anything like that.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
it's always good to have a portable thing where you can walk around. But this.
And find like a nice middle ground.
Yeah, but for this Mackie thing, it's so little and portable. Like if you're a live sound engineer who just travels all the time, I think this is awesome, because you just rock up with this little box and your iPad.
Yeah, just plop it down.
And that's the whole setup.
Oh.
Plug everything in the back. It's got gain knobs on it, so you turn your initial gain stage is on the desk. But then everything else is in the iPad.
That's really cool. And it's entirely portable.
Entirely portable.
Huh. Interesting.
Let me see if I can find a better photo.
Yeah. That's so cool though. Like that technology has come that far that you can just like pick up a sound desk and carry it with you basically.
Yeah, and they're really small. There you go.
So with a thing like that, is that like really new tech, or is that?
So it's relatively new.
Yeah.
Well, not really, because as you said, there were already sound desks that have iPad connectivity.
But no one's connected the two yet, like that. I mean, where it's
well, yeah, because now Behringer is sort of bringing out ones like these. These guys, were sort of the first ones to make a good and accessible one.
Yeah.
But so that's what the back of it looks like.
Whoa.
So you just got all your XLR inputs.
So that's what, like
2, 4, 6,
8?
8, 10, 12. Oh, so that's
the bottom left ones aren't XLR, are they?
bottom left. So those ones there, they're XLR or TRS.
Oh. Okay.
So yeah, the big hole in the middle, so you can plug in your guitar jack, or so I think no.
So it'll work either way then.
Yeah. So this one has 16 inputs.
That's wild.
And they're
For reference, my audio interface has 1.
yes. So 16 inputs, and then it has a left and right for your main outputs, so to your PA system, and then it's also, what does that say? Aux sends, yeah. So now it has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 aux sends. So that's where you would send back your your either stage wedges monitors,
Right.
monitor mixers, or if they were running in-ear monitors and you plug them into their wireless receivers. So there's 6 of them, so you can set up 6 individual mixers on the iPad for each person's ears or each person's set of monitors, plus the main stage.
And I'm guessing you really want one.
Of course, I really want one, but I have no need for one of these at the moment, at least, because I'm not a traveling live engineer.
No.
But yeah, I think these are super cool. It has, I think that's power, and it has a what are they called again?
Ethernet jack.
Yeah,
That thing. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's really small and portable.
Wow.
It's just great.
That's so sick.
Yeah.
That's so sick. I love it. The stuff that you bought this week. So you bought an audio interface. Mm-hmm. What else did you...
I bought a microphone and a MIDI controller.
MIDI controller. You bought a big one?
I did buy a bigger one.
49
keys.
9. Yeah, because this is...
25, I think.
1, 2, 3... Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9...
There's 25.
25. You're right. I just wanted to check. Right. So yours is going to be like double the size of mine.
Mm-hmm. And the one I bought has full size keys, not little.
Yeah, I have
ones.
little baby keys.
Little baby
Little baby
ones.
keys for little baby thingies.
But that keyboard is awesome for like portable stuff.
Yeah.
It'd be super light.
It's good. I really like it. I used it a lot for a little while when I was doing when I got really into like music production and stuff. And then I stopped.
Now you do film.
And now I do film and photo. And I use it as a soundboard. I feel like it's a bit sad for it's a bit sad for its legacy.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm gonna make great music, and now it's just like a buzzer. It's just here so I can press it and then make sounds. It's basically like one of those like big round red buttons that just go like, yes. Yes.
Oh yeah, or whatever they are. Have you seen those ones that are like
oh yeah.
that have different
they
8
all
different
change.
sounds?
I think you can customize them these days.
Really?
They just get you whatever you want.
That's pretty much that is. That's an expensive one of them.
It's just oh, it is.
It's like when we go into the studio and at uni, we can go in and play with this $250,000 mixer. Like just this massive Neve console. Oh, it's beautiful. Anyway, and then you work completely in the DAW, so it's just a $250,000 volume knob. Literally. You're like, I'm gonna book out the studio today, and then you work completely in the box, so you're just mixing everything in the DAW in Pro Tools. It's literally just a $250,000 volume knob.
Oh, that's so sad. That's so sad. Oh. On the topic of sound effects and stuff, we need to have a chat about sound effects.
Oh.
Because I found a couple, obviously. I have 3 songs, 2 of which are gonna stay on the show. One of which was just for the game today. You haven't heard the other song yet, but you will eventually. But we need to have a chat about what sound effects we want, because I don't know.
Oh, on there.
Yeah. What can we have?
Well,
I don't want to overdo it, because I think it's a bit
yeah,
dodgy when it's like someone says something and it's like boom, psh. It's just every single time.
I think we should have a badumts.
I really want a segue sound effect of some kind.
Yeah, we did.
Because the amount of times that we just sit here and go, all right, next topic. Next thing to talk about. What can we use as a segue sound effect?
Can we have a segue sound?
Just an actual segue that just goes... Yeah, right. I'm okay with that. Done. Okay, our segue sound effect is going to be an actual segue. Oh, I gotta sit up straighter.
Why?
Because I saw the corner of the light show up on the camera.
I think we should open that up to our listeners.
Open that up to our listeners.
Tell them to DM
us. I will make... Yeah, I mean...
Just DM us on social media.
Yeah. Follow us and send us a message, and we will take into consideration your requests. So our segue sound effect is going to be an actual segue, and then any other sound effects we may need, we will figure out as time goes on.
Yes.
I love
boy.
Let me see if I've got anything else in my notes. I think I've
Yeah, what
talked
do you
about
got?
all my notes, if I'm honest with
Really?
you. Yeah. Yeah, I have. I thought that Foley game was going to go for longer, if I'm honest with you.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I really like that game. I'll play it again.
It's fun. We might play it again in a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
I don't want to do it every week because it's a bit like
Mm.
it'll get a bit old.
Yeah, that's right.
Segue.
Let me see. Yeah, we need a segue sound.
I don't have a segue sound effect. Actually, that's my segue sound effect
I hate
for today.
it. I do not like that segue sound. Oh man, I don't have anything that's relevant to anything we've spoken about yet.
That's okay. That's what the segue sound effect's for. Moving on to an entirely unrelated topic.
Can you put the segue sound now again? Pick a different one this time. No, not that one. Okay,
No.
that'll do.
No, I want a good segue sound effect. What's this one? All right, that's
Okay.
your segue sound effect.
We'll go with that. We've talked about last week, and the week before, I think, that some of the extents that stunt drivers and film stunt people will go to for
To get the
film.
shot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I still can't get my head over. Even just so the extraction thing.
Yeah.
I cannot get my head over that.
Yeah. How he's like strapped to the car and like.
Yeah, and I watched that, and I think I've watched it probably 3 or 4 times now, just for that scene.
It's wild. I know.
Anyway, I wanted to mention the extent that actually film composers will go to as well.
Okay. I'm thoroughly intrigued.
Well, I just think it's really interesting because one of my favorite film composers, other than like all the classics, you know, Hans Zimmer and all them, Ludwig, I'm going to say this wrong, Göransson.
Yeah.
He composed one of the biggest, most recent one that he's probably most famous for is his Black Panther compositions.
Okay.
So not the hip hop songs that they sort of,
But like the
but yeah, the actual
the
theme
soundtrack,
of Wakanda and things like
Yeah.
that. He pretty much they I think the guy he was working with for the film, I think they were mates, and he was like, "Hey, can I work on this film with you?" And he's like, "Yeah."
Yeah, right.
I don't think he was expecting a yes, but anyway.
Yeah.
And the director had been in Africa and was sort of looking at where, looking at the sort of landscape and things of where they were thinking of putting Wakanda and things like that. And they're like, okay, so this is what it's going to look like and all that sort of stuff. And he was like, oh, cool. So can I go to Africa now and check out all the street music? And he's like, okay, yeah, sure. So the extent that he went and traveled to Africa just to walk around for like a few months or something and listen to street music and find the instruments that they used and like
That's so
even into like the time signatures they used and things like that in street music and things like, you know.
Yeah, because it's all different time signatures. Isn't
Yeah,
it?
everything's, it's all sort of like every really traditional and super whack. Like, you know, you give it to a classical musician, they're like, what the heck?
I don't know what to do with this. Right.
Yeah. And so he went and he ended up finding like some really cool instruments, ones that made the theme and like the first song that you hear in Black Panther. I don't know if you remember it, but there's like crazy drums and they sort of change in pitch. And it's like
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, like that. He just found that instrument on the side of the street, like, you know, a group of people playing it. And he's like, "Can I just record you guys? Like, can you come to the studio that I can book in?"
That's insane.
In Africa and
He's
whatever.
like, "Can I borrow you guys?
Yeah.
Just real quick."
So I think he did like bunch of recordings. He probably had a little Zoom thing or something like that in the street. Actually, you know, I wouldn't be surprised if he just filmed it on his phone because then you can see it as well. Anyway, and then he went back to his studio, started writing, started putting things together, and then came back to Africa and then recorded a bunch of stuff there.
Right.
And then I think went back and finished it off. But yeah.
That's really cool.
So
I never thought about that like composers would actively go to the places that they're composing for.
Yeah.
That's really
So
cool.
I think I always thought that was crazy that, he's going to travel to that place to see what it's,
Yeah.
to make sure he gets the sound right.
Yeah, because
as
you
well.
could just, because it's so easy for you to just go, oh, these are like the cliche Africa sounds, and just like do that. But he was like,
Yeah, he was like, no, I need to find, like, this is the sort of area that Wakanda's going to be. I need to find the music that is native to that area and things like that.
and I love that he just straight up asked. He was like,
Yeah, so you
he's
could
like,
have
can I go? And you're like, all right, it's Marvel's money. I don't really care.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Interesting. All right. Well, do you have anything else that you have on your list that you want to talk about?
Oh, I got to,
Oh, you've got your Foley thing!
I left it to the end this time because
Yes!
you were excited.
Oh, I don't have a Foley song for you.
I was going to say, new thing, we need a Foley song.
We need a Foley song. I will find a Foley song for next week.
So, this one is by Ben Burt,
Ben Burt.
who did I don't know if he's a director or did the sound stuff, but he did it for Indiana Jones.
Okay.
And so
Alright.
this is actually a very iconic sound. No, not the whip.
The
No, less.
ball?
Yes,
The big boulder that's
the
rolls.
big boulder at the end of.
Okay.
Is it the first one?
The start. I think it's Raiders
Is it
of the
oh
Lost Ark.
yeah, it is the start. Yeah. I think you're
Raiders
right.
of the Lost Ark? No, Temple of Doom.
Yes, Temple of Doom. So, how the sound of the boulder rolling is, is a car on a gravel hill, and no one was in it. He just took the handbrake off, and it started rolling. No engine, nothing. Started rolling, and he recorded he was probably a meter away from the wheels, and he got a boom mic and shot it at where one of the wheels was touching the ground, and it was just rolling over the gravel. Then he low passed it, so it was just super low end, crackly, and
That's so cool.
that's all it is. It's a car, not engine running, no one in the car, just rolling down.
I mean, that does make total sense.
But so next time you listen to,
I'm thoroughly intrigued by that now.
Yeah.
That's really, really cool.
I'm sure it would be he probably layered. I would say he would have recorded it a few times and then layered it.
Then layered them to make it nice and rumbly.
Yeah, but that's what the main sound is for the boulder in Indiana Jones.
Sick. All right.
Yeah.
Well, we will wrap it up there then on
think
that
we shall.
lovely note. Before we finish, YouTube channel, you can come see us over there if you wanna see our faces. We also have clips from the podcast up there if you want to see kind of shorter doses of the podcast. So check that out. Froe Show on YouTube. Give it a like, subscribe, whatever you want to do. Also, like I mentioned at the start, our Patreon is up. We would love for you to check it out at the very least. There is no pressure for you to subscribe, but there is a whole lot more content over there that would be good for you if you enjoy the show. And also, all social media, check it out. The Froe Show everywhere. On that note, though, we will finish up for this week. So we will see you all next week. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.